Nnamdi Kanu drags Tinubu to court in first suit against FG, gives for reason his trial cannot continue. The detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has filed a fresh suit against the federal government seeking permanent termination of his continued trial. He also adduced reason for the trial should not be allowed to continue after being discharged by the Court of Appeal, describing it as a flagrant violation of the rule of law. In the suit marked FAC/ABJ/CR/383/2015, a copy of which was made available to Vanguard through the family, Kanu highlighted 4 defects of his continued trial. These 4 defects, contempt of appellate authority, failure to take judicial notice of appeal, denial of fair hearing, and reliance on forgery, are all ex facie recording and strike at the vote of jurisdiction, the suit read. Each of these defects is independently fatal. Cumulatively, they render the entire trial incompetent and void. The suit added, Kanu argued that the federal government remains in flagrant contempt of subsisting appellate judgments, which had in the past discharged him. By the doctrine of appellate finality that order terminated the trial absolutely, he submitted, until it was set aside by the Supreme Court after 14 months. It remained binding in presenti and enforceable ex debito justite. See Governor of Lagos State vs. Ojukwu 1986, 1 NWNLR, Part 18 6-1, Vozek vs. ACB Limited 1993, 8 NWLR, Part 312-382. A contemnor cannot invoke the equitable discretion of a lower court while continuing in disobedience. Ex topic causa non orito action. Should Nnamdi Kanu do all of these things? And people are saying that he's not a lawyer. With all these terms that he's using, all this terminology. Kanu also argued that he had been denied fair hearing in violation of Section 36, Sub 6, B and C of the 1999 Constitution and Article 7, Subsection 1C of the African Charter. He said that after 4 years in solitary detention, he was permitted only 3 hours of monitored consultation with counsel in the courtroom on the eve of entering his defense in the capital case. This is not fair hearing. It is judicial perversity, the suit said. On the defect of reliance on a forged medical report, Kanu said the court is ruling on its fitness to stand trial rests upon a forged medical report dated 23rd of September 2025. He noted that the order directing the enemy to examine him was made on 26th 2025, while the purported report was issued 3 days earlier. Kanu insisted that no such examination ever occurred, adding that reliance on that fraudulent document vitiates the ruling. Citing Madukolo vs. Sunken Dilim 1962 SCNLR 341, Kanu said, where any condition precedent to jurisdiction is absent, the entire proceedings are a nullity. He therefore urged the court to declare these proceedings void and to terminate this trial forthwith in obedience to the rule of law. Are they going to obey? If I hear. As God's power says, I laugh when I see comments. Tinubu was not the man that arrested him. Tinubu have distanced himself from Kanu's case. Even most eastern governors are happy over the arrest of Kanu. Are you joking? Tinubu was not the one that arrested him. But Tinubu is the president. The person that arrested him was the president. He is gone. Tinubu is the next president. Tinubu should be able to release him. What do you mean by Tinubu is not the one that arrested him? Nobody in power would take the nonsense Kanu was doing before he got arrested. What was he doing? Do you know the insult on a president when someone is trying to form his own government inside your government? He's not trying to form his own government. They want to separate. And I don't say anything wrong with that. If you keep marginalizing these people, let them go their separate ways. Because what are you saying? What are you saying? Okpara John says Tinubu and Wike criminalized the judiciary completely when Wike gave the judges private houses in SCT. This is bribery and corruption we are talking of. So, any case brought against the federal government cannot succeed because the judges have already been bought over. Yes, they have been bought over. And Damian says Nigeria is running a criminal justice system. It's a pity. At Daniel Ogwin says, no reasonable person will go ahead trying or adjudicating or defending a case that confirmed dead and non-existing. Nnamdi Kanu bringing in a defense to this dead case is tantamount to legalizing the act of criminalities and illegalities by the Nigerian state. This is no case situation. This is case of trying to wake up a dead horse. As Solomon says, I do hope the judge will listen to wise counsel. Otherwise, the judge risks being complicit to federal government crimes and court contempt. As Vincent says, how can a government of a country forge medical certificates while the person is even alive? Fraudulent act. This is to tell the whole world how the innocent citizens are enslaved in the country called Nigeria. Shameless government, illiterate in leadership, with forged documents. This year's prophecies are fulfilling. Which among them is exposing their evils? Mr. Tegemba says, bam, end of story, case closed. Ato Senjo says, Kanu should just beg Tinubu to remove him from prison because another leader don't want him to come out of prison because of tribalism, bigotry and hatred for the Igbos, because northern leaders believe that all Igbos are Christians. Majority of Igbos are Christian now. Oluwafemi says, our advice will keep quiet if we don't have any meaningful thing to contribute on this sensitive matter. Instead of aggravating the issue on ground, you can read and prove and move on without provocative comments. And for those who feel bad, aggrieved and offended when their loved ones are abused, that's how others feel when you descend on theirs too. All these insults causes an abuse from one tribe to the other. It won't help the situation, rather it will compound it. Rwanda palaver started like this. It is very. As Ayo says, I'm of the considered opinion that all the issue in a new suit against the president could have been used in the defense in the earlier case. The new suit may fail on the basis of the multiplication of jurisdiction. I believe that Kanu should have asked to be pardoned instead of all these theatricals that he's embarking on. Pardon for what? For what? What did he do that he should be asking for pardon? I don't understand. Ikena says, this case to be for an international reference, not for chicken-hearted persons. If our judicial system is working, some lawyers will go back to school for more knowledge of how law is interpreted correctly. As Ekpese says, MNK, in Nigeria, the sitting president owns every other arm of government. How do you see someone in his own court? You know I am your supporter, but not in support of you wasting time to sue Tinubu. Silva said he did well to sue Mr. President. It's for the world and international community perusal. Now, anybody can sue anybody. And listeners, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.